Hello and welcome to Theme Park Worldwide, where tonight I'm back here at the Alton Towers Resort. It's Scarefest, and because you all enjoyed my previous updates all about the queue times, I thought I'd come back tonight, now that we're more into half term, and get an idea on the queue times throughout the resort during Scarefest, and also have a little look at what time they're actually closing the queue line entrances because of the government's 10 PM curfew that was introduced a couple of weeks ago. Obviously, Alton Towers need to actually close some of the queue lines earlier if they've got long waits for the rides, to make sure that the park is completely clear of all guests and staff by 10 PM. So that's what we're going to have a look at today. Sun's shining, it's absolutely beautiful. There's some pretty big queues from looking on the app around the park. So I just wanted to go around, give you guys a bit of an update, and mainly see what time they're shutting some of the queue lines, just so you know if you are visiting over the main week of half term here to the Alton Towers Resort. It seems that thousands of you found it really helpful, the video that me and Charlotte did just over a week ago, but of course we went into the main part of half term. We're going to head around the park and come and join me here at Alton Towers Scarefest. Along with that, we'll check out any other updates, probably have a run through of one of the mazes as well, and yeah, just generally capture the atmosphere of Halloween here at Alton Towers. Welcome to today's vlog here on Theme Park Worldwide. Well, it's great to see that everyone's enjoying the atmosphere down here on the front lawns. It's absolutely perfect, especially on a day like today. People can come down here in the glorious sunshine, chill out, grab a beer, and of course enjoy the entertainment on the Scarefest stage. But yeah, this is really nice to see down here. Great addition for Scarefest this year, and of course it's perfect in terms of social distancing. All the seats are all spread out, people can just relax and take in all the atmosphere. You've got the fire pits over there as well. Not like you really need them on a day like today, but yeah, it works even better. I mean, we was here the other day in the rain and there were still people sitting out, but it's even better on a day like today. This is what it was designed for. It's beautiful, it really is, just to come down here, chill out, grab a beer and enjoy the entertainment. Fantastic, really nice to see people down here and enjoying it. Hopefully Alton Towers will see how much of a success this has been and bring it back for Scarefest next year. So it's just gone 20 past 4 and the advertised wait time for Spinball Whizzer is 40 minutes, so that's pretty busy. In this video I'm going to also share some advice for you on when I think is the best time to ride Alton Towers attractions. I've been here that many times, of course, with it being the local park. I'm going to share a few hints and tips along the way. With Spinball Whizzer, you don't want to be heading there first thing on a morning. In fact, the best thing to do is ride it early evening at Scarefest. Normally after 6, maybe 7 o'clock, it's a lot quieter, but it also does get busier towards the end of the day as well. Of course, that's because of its position here at Alton Towers. It's right near the main entrance. People see it as soon as they come in and people see it as soon as they're leaving. So you're best doing it, during normal operating days when the park's closing at 5 o'clock. You're best doing it about 3. At Scarefest, you're best doing it about 6, maybe 7 o'clock for a quieter wait time. Just want to talk a little bit about the scare mazes. Now, the mazes are typically quieter if you do them in the daytime. Of course, they open after lunch. You can do them in the afternoon. And with the mazes located in the towers and also Darkest Depths, which is located next to the Towers ruins and close to Dark Forest, it doesn't matter if you do those in the daytime or at night. However, with Freak Show Toxic Junkyard, it is best to do it at night. So my advice for you is, if you're booking maze tickets, is actually book them for about an hour before you think it's going to be getting dark. Of course, the clocks are changing at the moment as well, so yeah, you have got to think that is being brought an hour earlier. But yeah, you want to book your maze tickets a little bit earlier. You can do these ones then whilst it's still daylight, and then save Freak Show Toxic Junkyard, which is the new maze for this year, which is outside, until it's dark. This maze is a lot better at night. Me and Charlotte did it the other day in the daylight hours. It's still a great attraction, but it's better at night. So a bit of advice for you on maze tickets. And also, if you do them in the daytime, it saves queuing, because a lot of the time, people do not do the maze in the daytime. The queues are empty. In fact, if I spin you around this way, Freak Show Toxic Junkyard, as you can see, it's got no queue at all. Just a couple of people heading over to the entrance to scan tickets. So you are best doing it later on. For if you want to do it at night. However, if you don't want to queue, then go in it in the daytime. That's my advice for you regards to the scare mazes. The others, it doesn't matter what time of day you do them, they're all great because they're indoors. With this though, it's best saving it till later. So if you book it for about an hour before, you can do them before it gets dark, you can do them mazes and then head over to this, and then you can do it just as it's going dark and make the most out of your time and get more night rides here at Alton Towers.
line for us to reopen, as we will not do so due to crowd management and social distancing issues. Continue your journey down X sector as we will reopen at random intervals, advertised only on the app and on the entrance queue board.
So as you heard then, just from the announcement, it's very busy down here in X sector, especially here at the Smiler. They've actually had to close the entrance to the queue line because it's now reached capacity. So yeah, it's very busy down here, of course, to make sure that social distancing can still take place in the queue line. They have to stop anybody now entering it because it's full. So yeah, that does mean it's pretty busy down here. I imagine that means the wait time's at least maybe 80 to 100 minutes at a guess. Looking at it from the outside and thinking about the social distancing on the train, you've got fast track still coming in as well, because you can buy fast track solos for £10, which is a lot of money for fast track. I mean, there is still people paying that, but it's a lot of money to fast track one ride. And what they're actually doing is just encouraging people not to stand in this area here. They put this fence out at the side because this is quite a thin pathway, and just stopping people from waiting out the front, because what they'll be doing is opening the entrance to the queue line at random intervals, just to make sure that everybody can maintain that social distancing. But yeah, it's pretty busy down here. I'm going to head over to Oblivion now and we'll go and see what's happening with that. But yeah, certainly quite interesting to see down here at the Smiler, actually shutting that queue line off because they haven't got any more space to hold people. You can see these people coming down the steps here. They've been queuing on the outside on that extended bit of queue line, so they're still coming through. But in terms of joining the line, yeah, you just have to go and head to some other attractions at the moment. Tell you what, it's not just the Smiler that's busy tonight down here in X sector. The queue for Oblivion is advertised at 50 minutes and it's all the way back to here. Now, of course, if you know the queue line for this ride, it goes all the way around in a circle once, then again, then you end up at the top there and head up into the station. So yeah, 50 minutes advertised wait time. I reckon with social distancing, it might be a little bit more than that, and especially with the fast track as well. But yeah, 50 minutes. I can't remember the last time I saw Oblivion. Of course, the world's first vertical drop roller coaster that opened here in 1998 with a queue like that. It's been a long time since I've seen it on 50 minutes. Normally the best time to ride Oblivion and the Smiler, especially at Scarefest, is later on in the night. Normally about 8 o'clock. It's good to come down here, get on Oblivion and then get in the queue for the Smiler. But it'll be interesting to see tonight what time they're going to be closing some of these queue lines. Of course, it's not a normal year this year, we all know that. And with the 10 PM curfew that the UK government put in a few weeks ago, they do have to make sure the park is fully clear. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see what time some of these queues are closing tonight. So from one secret weapon at the other side of the park to another here in Forbidden Valley. 45 minutes advertised wait time for Nemesis. Sit back, it's fright time. Yeah, 45 minutes, pretty busy. It's nearly 6 o'clock now up here in Forbidden Valley. Here comes the beast. So just a bit of a comparison for you. At this same time 2 days ago, me and Charlotte were here and we waited 5 minutes for Nemesis. So yeah, it just shows we're in the main part now of that October half-term holiday, and queues have got much busier, especially since last week when we did that queue times update for you all, where there were some pretty quiet queues, especially now we're going into the evening. But yeah, as we can see, 45 minutes advertised wait for Nemesis. I'd say it's maybe a little bit overestimated, but it is running 2 trains. Doesn't seem to be too much fast track coming down at all. And as you can see, the queue's moving pretty quick up there. So I imagine it's a little bit less than that. But of course, we don't know quite how far it goes back. Because the queue line extends all the way around the back there, as you've seen in some of the previous videos here on Theme Park Worldwide. I tell you what though, it's a stunning coaster, isn't it? And coming down here directly underneath it is incredible. You get some brilliant views all of the ride. And it's actually one of the best times to ride Nemesis as well, in terms of with this lighting level. All the red lights are now on, the sun's just going down. And yes, it's an even more incredible night ride. However, I really like it at this time of the day when the sun's just gone down, all the lights are on. It's got a really nice atmosphere, but I'm not going to go up there and ride it because I did it at this same time a couple of days ago. But I'll probably come and have a ride on here later on. Traditionally, I like to ride Nemesis at the end of the night, especially because Galactica's gate is open, which leads straight onto the car park. So yeah, that saves a lot of time if you want to leave the park. You don't have to go down to Tower Street. You can exit just up here by Galactica. Of course, so that saves walking all the way back to the entrance. There's still no monorail here at Alton Towers at the moment. Well, when I say there's no monorail, you can see the track. It's still standing, but it's not operating this year because of social distancing. Of course, the amount of people that they can fit inside the monorail trains wouldn't be ideal. So yeah, it's not open because of that. However, yeah, you can just exit right next to Galactica, which is much easier. Saves walking all the way down to Tower Street, then all the way up the outside of the park. You may as well try and end your day up here in Forbidden Valley. Another top tip for you. In terms of Nemesis and Galactica, normally a lot quieter the later you leave it here in Forbidden Valley. Come down here at 8 o'clock, you normally get both of these secret weapons, both of these B&Ms done in about 15 minutes. Now, it's not just the rides that are really busy tonight here at Alton Towers. As you can see over at the roller coaster restaurant here in Forbidden Valley, there's a queue all the way outside just here. Now, at this time of year, they don't actually allow you to pre-book. It's one of those where you just queue up outside, and then, of course, when a seat becomes available, you make your way in. That isn't a new thing, what they've just started to do because of the virus and social distancing. They've always done that at this time of year because, of course, roller coaster restaurant is open all throughout the year, normally into the evening. So it does mean that at this time of year, the theme park's open late. So yeah, it's actually inside the park. So it means that people just have to queue up inside instead of just being able to come in and pre-book a table. You need to actually be visiting the theme park to go there. But yeah, just thought I'd give you a bit of an update. Of course, it is dinner time now. It's 6 o'clock. So yeah, I imagine if you came a couple of hours earlier, you wouldn't have to wait as long for the roller coaster restaurant. I imagine it's a pretty peak time for them at the moment. But just wanted to give you a bit of an update if you're going to be coming here to Alton Towers over the next couple of weeks, over the main Halloween week and half term. You may wait a little bit for the roller coaster restaurant. So Galactica, the park's B&M flying coaster, has just had a little bit of downtime, so it cleared out quite a lot of the queue. It's been testing for the past 10 minutes and it's just started to load guests again, and they're advertising it as a 20-minute wait. So yeah, that's not too bad. I mean, in terms of if a ride does go down and you start to see it testing, it's normally a good thing just to wait about in the area just to see if it's going to reopen, and that's what a lot of people did around here, and it paid off for them. Of course, that doesn't naturally mean that you're guaranteed to get on it straight away. Because yeah, there might still be some more people waiting in the queue line, which is still the case. And of course, the technical issue might still continue. I mean, they might have been testing the ride for a little while, then they might have to do something else before it can reopen. But the majority of the time, I'd say a good 80-90% of the time, if you see a ride testing, it's probably going to open within 10-15 minutes. So it's best to have a little linger around the area just to hopefully get your ride on there. But yeah, Galactica advertised now as 20 minutes this evening. I imagine that'll soon get a lot busier now that people see it's back open again. But yeah, just a bit of an update for you down here from Galactica, the quietest out of all the rides I've seen so far. Surprised then really, but Jules got no queue, so if you want a few laps around on there when you come into Scarefest, why not? Go for it. Anyway, I've just come down Haunted Hollow here now, because it's quite atmospheric at Scarefest, and it's a great photo opportunity down here with these two statues that are lit up there with all the blue lighting on, and you can see there's a little sensor actually, and when people walk past, it activates some red LED lights in the side just there. But there you go, nice little spooky walk down here on the Haunted Hollow. Let's go and have a look at Wicker Man, shall we? Let's go and see what the queue time is like for that. Really intrigued to see, because it's the busiest I've seen Alton Towers for quite a while today. I tell you what, whilst we're down here in the Haunted Hollow, I think we should go into the little crypt just here, because it's Halloween. Let's get a bit spooky. Here we go. Whoa! Very spooky. Oh, the lights broke. The scariest First thing you see is my face tonight. Well, we know that Wicker Man's queue is going to be pretty busy because we can see they're actually using the final extension just here, which is next to Haunted Hollow. That's actually the pathway that we used a lot to get the construction updates when Wicker Man was being built. So yeah, this is going to be really interesting to see what the advertised wait time is when we get around this corner. So an advertised wait time of 80 minutes this evening for Wicker Man. Not quite as bad as I was expecting there. I thought it might have been a little bit longer. I was expecting more, maybe 90 to 100 minutes. But yeah, advertised wait time, 80 minutes at the moment for Wicker Man. And it's 20 to 7. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what time they close that queue line. That looks good tonight with the lighting coming through the Wicker Man structure. Of course, that's just the standard lighting that's on Wicker Man all year. As I mentioned in the previous Scarefest vlogs, they've not got any additional lighting this year. The past 2 years for Scarefest, it's been lit up all the time, not just when the train's going round. But like I say, yes, it's still the newest roller coaster here at Alton Towers, but it's not so much as much of a focus on it now as there was when it first opened. I mean, they really wanted to make an impression. Alton Towers do that with rides quite a lot, especially when they've just put them in. It was the same with 13, the Smiler. They like to put a lot of additional lighting or actors or something around there just to make it, but as you can see, Big Bog's pretty dark when there's no trains going round, but luckily it does light up pretty fine, of course, when the trains are coming round the track. Looks like it's running 3 trains tonight on Wicker Man, but yeah, I think it's just about to come round again now actually, so we'll get a bit more footage of it from this angle. It's just leaving the lift hill, so should just see the flash from the photo. There we go. Let's come around this way. We'll see it lit up from the front. So as you can see, the lights come on first, then the fire, then the train passes through. I'm glad that they've managed to keep the fire effect working though. I do worry about it in the long term. But then I think the Tesla coil's still working well over in 13's queue, so, you know, and that's been there for 10 years now. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see, but yeah, doesn't feel too busy around this area. I think everyone's just in the queue for rides, and especially Wicker Man, 80 minutes. But oh, look at the moon over there as well, just in the distance. Beautiful, what a night. Just a bit of an update then for you now on the queue here for Garden Lights Walk Whispering Souls. As you can see, it's got a bit of a queue going back to this point. Nothing really to be too concerned about if you are coming here in terms of how long that's going to be. Maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes tops. I mean, we waited from that point the other night and it is very quick moving. The reason why they're doing it is just to avoid there being a massive clog of people going around some of the tight pathways. But yeah, that's probably about 5-10 minutes tops there for that. Of course, there's no actors inside this attraction. It's just a walk through of the gardens, enjoying the sights, the sounds, all the different lighting. It's absolutely beautiful and it's not to be missed. You know, if you are coming to Alton Towers, even if you see a queue back to this point, honestly, just go for it. It's more than worth it, especially if you like taking some nice pictures and stuff for your social media channels, Instagram and stuff. You get some really nice photos down there in the gardens. There is a completely separate video from this here on the channel. If you haven't already seen it, make sure you check it out. I go into detail showing you everything about the Garden Lights Walk Whispering Souls, new for Scarefest 2020 here at Alton Towers. But yeah, just what I'm trying to say is don't be put off if you see a queue just there of people. It's very quick moving and it's more than worth it to head down there into the gardens. I really hope Alton Towers do bring it back next year, but you never know, things can always change. So you've got to come and make the most of it this year whilst it's here, especially if it might not come back next year. So I'm making my way now round towards Dark Forest. In terms of the queues for the scare mazes, Darkest Depths, what a surprise, it's got no queue. It's a shame because it's a really good attraction, but I think the fact it's not included in the 3 scare maze combi ticket means that people always do the 3 scare mazes and don't do Darkest Depths. I've said it in the previous vlogs and I'll say it again, it is definitely worth doing Darkest Depths. It is branded as a family scare maze, but honestly there's some brilliant scares in there and some of the best theming and scares that you'll get at Scarefest. That's a lot of scares in that, but yeah, it's definitely worth checking out. if you are coming here, even though it's not included in the combi. Now, queue for Hex, as you saw there, just one of the runs outside, so maybe about 10 minutes for Hex. Not too bad at all. That's been getting quite the queues lately, especially because they can't queue people up inside because of the virus. What they've actually done is queue people outside, and because of that, it's made it look busier than it actually is at points. But generally, it seems that Hex has been a lot more popular this year. And my theory behind it is the fact that people are actually waiting outside instead of inside, and people can see others waiting in the queue and can see that it's not too scary because, of course, a lot of kids and stuff go on Hex. At first, you look at it from the outside and think that it's going to be this big horror attraction for people who don't know what Hex is. Of course, it's a heavily themed Vekoma Madhouse that is suitable for kids that, of course, are over the height restriction. But yeah, I think a lot of people, you know, have seen the queue outside now, seen that there's kids waiting for it, and then take their kids on it because they know it's not too scary. That's my theory behind it anyway. I just thought I'd come and have a look now down here at the Alton Towers dungeon, so I'll spin you around. It's lit up quite nicely. Sadly, you've only got one of the flame torches working on the left-hand side there. There is another one supposed to be on the right, of course, where the sign is for the Alton Towers dungeon. Yeah, it does look quite nice at night, doesn't it, with the lighting, and you've got some red just down here on the fences as well. Completely forgot to talk just about the attic and the queues for that. Of course, the other scare maze located in the towers. I've not walked past Altonville Mine Tours yet, or Freak Show Toxic Junkyard, so I'll walk past them later. But the queue for the attic was huge. It was all the way out of the archway. So yeah, I imagine that's, from what we waited the other day from up in the conservatory, is about 15 minutes. I'd say that's a good 30 to 40 minutes for the attic. Anyway, let's head now down into Dark Forest. Tell you what, it's a little bit chillier tonight. So it doesn't seem too busy really tonight down here in Dark Forest. As you saw there from that shot up by the entrance, not many people walking down here at all. So yeah, Rita's advertised a 30-minute wait, and from looking at the queue, that looks pretty accurate to me. Of course, we've got 13 just over there as well. One of the most popular rides here, especially at night. Let's go round there and have a look at what the queue is now for 13. So we've got an advertised wait time of 70 minutes down here in Dark Forest for 13. There we go, 10 years old this year, of course, 13. I remember 10 years ago, Scarefest, they had all the actors around here. They had the 13 girl, all the wraiths around, extra lighting. Oh, it used to be great. But yeah, 70 minutes if you want a nice night ride on 13. It's one of the best night rides to do here at the park, so I definitely recommend it.
Or smoking inside the darkness. The use of many torches, video recording equipment.
So whilst I was in that part of the park, I thought, you know what, I'm going into a scare maze. So I've just done Darkest Depths again for the 4th time this Scarefest. I tell you what, it just keeps getting better and better. I absolutely love that attraction. And I won't go too much into the spoilers here in this video. However, if you do want to hear a full review, check out me and Charlotte's first Scarefest vlog that we put on about 2 weeks ago now, from the first day of the event, and we go into more detail about the mazes. But I must say, the acting quality was brilliant, the scares were great, and considering it's advertised as a family maze, I absolutely love it. I think it's fantastic. I don't know why they advertise it as a family maze. Some of the best scares that you can get in there, and the smells are absolutely disgusting. They're revolting, them smells in there. That's kind of what makes it. That's why you go in, isn't it? Let's face it. But no, it was really good to get in there and see it again. Of course, the mazes do cost extra. You get annual pass discounts. It was just over £6 for me to go through there, and it's about a 7 or 8 minute long attraction. So yeah, it's definitely worth the money in my opinion to go through there. A fantastic scare maze, it really is. In terms of the wait times for the other mazes, then I've just walked past Freak Show Toxic Junkyard. That's queuing all the way out the entrance, so that's quite a big wait. And Altonville Mine Tours, the Legend of the Skin Snatchers, that's actually using the overflow queue line, what they set up on the grass on the other side of the path. So yeah, that's also very busy. I tell you what though, what I was saying earlier on about rides quieting down in the evening is definitely correct. I mean, right now, down here in X Sector, look at this, there's hardly anybody about, and there's still just over an hour to go until 9 9 o'clock. So I imagine we might start to see some queue lines closing soon, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, in terms of looking at it around here, really quiet now. But look at it earlier on, it was absolutely heaving. The Smiler was at capacity. Now it's nowhere near that. You can just walk straight down there. I'd say maybe 20 minutes, 25 minutes. The thing is, people do the mazes on a night. They don't really leave time for night rides. So in my opinion, you're best doing the mazes in the daytime and then Toxic Junkyard. Make that your last one, and then you've got a whole night to do the night rides. It really doesn't make a big difference doing the maze in the daytime or at night. In my opinion, you're better doing them as it's about to go dark, and then of course you can get some night rides in as well, especially if you're traveling a long way. But yeah, I'm going to have a ride on Oblivion now because it's less than a 10-minute wait. So yeah, I'm going to go and have a ride on there. Why not? The original dive machine from B&M. And it looks gorgeous this year with all the purple and of course orange lighting up there. The orange really fitting with the theme down here in X sector. But yeah, I'm going to have a ride on there, and then yeah, we'll see what time these queues are going to start closing. So I don't think it's going to be too long until we start to see some of them shut. Don't all the lights look great there over on the front lawns, and the reflection there in the water? I tell you what, it's like illuminations, reflections of Alton Towers tonight. We've got some brand new lighting just over here, what's got into place as well. Just over here on the walkway, as you can see, they've got some blue and green park cans, what they've put down there. I think there's some red lights on the other side as well. Just some nice additions, isn't it? It makes another great photo opportunity. And of course, when you're over there on the front lawns and looking over towards the gardens, means now you get to see all of this area lit up. Yeah, all looks really good, doesn't it? We'll have a look around this side now at the red lights. Going to go down towards Wicker Man. It's gone 8 o'clock now, so we'll make our way down there and see if the queue line's still open and what's going to be happening with that one. Oh dear, it seems as if the Bjornen want a bit of a rest this evening. Wicker Man is having a few technical issues, it seems. It's closed. Still people waiting in the queue line though, they've not evacuated it. But yeah, as you can see, all the emergency lights are on here inside Big Bob. You're right there, Bob? He's got some lights in his skull, some in the main part of his body, and then right down here at the bottom as well. But yeah, it's just quite interesting to see. You don't often see it at night with the emergency lights on inside the structure. Not too sure what's going on with it, but yeah, I'll have a bit of a linger about. I think I'm going to get some donuts or a waffle whilst I wait around here. Oh, I can see a torchlight. Are they walking the track maybe? There we go, you see a torchlight up there? There we go. There is a torchlight, or is that somebody shining it from up here? I'm not too sure. Interesting. Well, things weren't looking too good just for Wicker Man. But as you can probably hear from the lift hill, it's now testing again. So fingers crossed, everybody who's in the queue is going to get the ride tonight. I really hope so. It's an epic night ride. Just had not one but two absolutely incredible night rides on the beast that is Nemesis, the park's B&M inverted roller coaster, and I tell you what, it was absolutely incredible. It really was. Look at it go. What a beast. And I just want to talk a little bit now about the queue close times. Now, of course, much like everywhere, Alton Towers has got to follow the 10 PM curfew, which does mean that the park has got to be fully clear of guests and staff by 10 PM in line with the government's restrictions because of COVID. So yeah, because of this, they're actually advertising on the app that the queues will start to close from 8:30. The good thing is, if it's not too busy on the rides, I mean, Nemesis now is practically walk on. It's 5 to 9, the queue line is actually still open. You can see behind me, people are still making their way down the hill towards the station. The good thing is, if it's not too busy, then they will still keep the rides open. It's not like a strict 8:30, it's closed, it's shut off. Now that might have been the case for Wicker Man and the Smiler, that I've had some bigger queues, maybe 13 as well. I mean, obviously I've not got time to go around the whole park and see when they're closing each and every ride, because yeah, it's practically impossible. I'd have to run everywhere to each place. But yeah, it's definitely worth pointing out that to maximise your ride time, don't necessarily think that everything is going to close at 8:30. Down at Thorpe Park, here she comes. Never try and talk over Nemesis. What a beast. But yeah, like down at Thorpe Park when we was there, they are closing the queue lines really early, whereas here it seems they're a bit more lenient. Yes, they've advertised 8:30 to cover the backs, but you can still ride attractions through until 9 as long as they're not too busy. Same with Galactica. I just walked down there, that queue line's still open at 5 to 9, so there you go. Bit of an update for you today on queue times, and that's the thing with us here at Theme Park Worldwide. Really want to make these videos as informative and of course fun as possible. And thanks for joining me for another update. This has been more informative than fun, but I tell you what, me and Charlotte have got a really fun Alton Towers video coming up for you early next week. It's been a tough year for lots of us, hasn't it, this year, with everything going on, and I tell you what, we've got a video, it's going to make you laugh, going to make you smile. Next week, me and Charlotte here at Alton Towers, and there's going to be a few different videos from Alton Towers coming over the next couple of weeks. Got quite a few different ideas planned, bit of a teaser really as to what you can expect on the channel in 2021, because I've got lots of ideas up here that I want to really put out there and try on the channel next year, and I thought let's try a few of them at the end of this season and see if you guys like them, see if you enjoy them, and we can look at doing more for next year. So there we go, thanks for joining me once again here from the Alton Towers Resort and Scarefest. Me and Charlotte will be back next week with a really funny video here from the park. This one's been very informative, that one's going to be very funny, so it's coming up for you here on the channel. Thanks for watching us. I just want to say thank you to all the fans who I've seen today. Honestly, I've had about 40 photos today with fans of Theme Park Worldwide. I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of your support. I really, really do appreciate it. I never thought that I'd be standing here next to one of my favourite ever roller coasters at a theme park that I've grown up with, saying that the channel is approaching such a huge milestone. We're coming up to 250,000, 250,000 subscribers, and we're not too far away from that. It's absolutely incredible. We may even get there by the end of the year, and I just want to say thank you so much. I really appreciate all of your support. So if you do see me out at a theme park, don't be shy, come and say hi. That was cheesy, wasn't it? And have a photo and have a chat. Honestly, it's always nice to meet people who watch the videos. But thanks for watching Theme Park Worldwide, and that leaves me one more thing to say. Get out there and keep on riding. See you all in the next vlog.